Good evening and welcome to Casey Stadium for huge Saturday Night Hoops pre-season action as we gear towards NBL27, which kicks off Saturday, September 19 between Melbourne United and the Adelaide 36ers. We are at Casey Stadium for this one between Melbourne United and the Cairns Taipans in what should be a cracking match. And it's good to see the Cairns Taipans for the first time this season. Cole Anthony makes his debut for Melbourne United. So the international NBA superstar will be suiting up for Melbourne United tonight. My name is Michael Thompson. Joining me for the pre-game show and the first quarter is Daniel Solavich. Dan, good evening to you. It's going to be a cracking game nonetheless over the course of the next 40 minutes, but it is good to have pre-season hoops back, and we are so close now to NBL 27.
Oh, we certainly are, Tomo. Great to be here. And look, there's really one major talking point tonight, isn't there? And that is Cole Anthony. It's filling up very, very quickly here at Casey Stadium, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to bring tonight. I'm not sure what his minutes are going to look like tonight, but we're about 8 minutes away from finding that out. A couple of outs as well for both sides. It looks like Keanu Pinder is going to be a late out for the Cairns Taipans. No Ili or Waardenburg in this one for United. So this one could go either way. I think both sides are going to come out the gate strong, feel each other out. And I don't really have a tip for this one, Tomo. It is pre-season hoops. I'm sure both teams are going to go through their sets and prepare for what's meant to be a huge NBL 27 we're about to tip off soon.
Exactly right, of course. Assistant coach Keegan Crawford has taken the reins tonight because Jacob Chance is over in Asia at the moment, coaching the Boomers and the two Asia Cup games over there in Manila. So a couple of course, the NBL superstars are heading over there too to represent Australia. Tom Wilson is one of those two who's headed over with Jacob Chance. So King Crawford, the assistant coach for Melbourne United, is taking the reins tonight. Melbourne United is going to be the one to watch in NBL 27. An absolute stacked squad. I heard it from Chris Golding early in the week on radio, and the one thing he said that he's a lot more nimble and a lot more fresher than what he was for NBL 26. Yep. The one thing that Chris Golding also I took away from the chat was he got the opportunity to stay in Australia this winter. So he didn't get to travel overseas. He didn't play any basketball overseas, similar to what he's done in previous seasons to get himself primed and ready for another big NBL season. He got to stay at home, and he looks a lot fresher and a lot better than we've seen in the last sort of 12 to 18 months of CG43.
Yeah, certainly. Look, he still had a pretty solid year last season, averaging just under 13 points a game. And he, for the first time in his career, really, he found himself coming off the bench a little bit last season. That changed towards the latter stage of the season. However, it was his lowest three-point percentage since 2016 last season for CG43. So I think the key for that man is just getting some good looks, and then you know what he's known for, hitting those wild shots, trying to swing momentum when things aren't always going how they are supposed to for United. But one man that I'm really keen to see more is Josh Aduro. 3 games for the Pelicans last year. In those 3 games, he actually put up 8 and 8, roughly. So those are some pretty impressive numbers in the last 2 games of the NBA season. 16.5 points for their G League side over there in New Orleans. And I think he's going to really anchor the middle for Melbourne United. And I think he's going to be pivotal if they're to go all the way this season and win the chip.
We know that Joe Ingles has played a few pre-season games already, which is really good to see. And I got to call the B-League game with Haley Wild, who you'll hear a little bit later on in the call alongside Todd Morris. But we were sort of asking the question of how many minutes is Joe Ingles going to run, especially in a game against B-League, which, funny enough, he was actually averaging over 20 minutes in that game. So he got to spend a lot more time on court, which is really good signs because he's the kind of player that really wants to freshen his body up, and we know exactly the kind of caliber player that Joe Ingles is.
Oh, what else can you say about Joe Ingles, Tomo? Really, 27 games for the T-Wolves last season on 44% from 3, and that's going to really help Melbourne United. It wasn't their best 3-point shooting percentages last year across the board. So to have a vet like Joe Ingles, not only his veteran experience, but that ability to stretch the floor as well as anyone can in the league. Of course, the 2021 runner-up for 6th man of the year. He beat out D Rose and Jalen Brunson, fun fact, that year. So what a guy to have, not only for United, but for the league. And just on that note as well, Tomo, what do you like with some of these guys getting opportunities, the NBL 1 boys on this roster as well, for both sides?
Yeah, I'm loving the fact that we get to see a lot of NBL 1 personnel suit up. We know Christian D'Angelo is on a DP contract this season, had a stunning career for the Narwhal Inspectors in NBL 126. Kalen Kiddo's there. Wilson Amos, who we know very well from the Melbourne Tigers. Corey Hastings, who was a key cog in that championship win for the Frankston Blues only a couple of weeks ago in the NBL 1 South. You got Cartwright, who's played a bit of basketball for the Sandy Sabres. Elliot Brown was fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing how they go. And then on the other side of things, from not only an NBL 1 South perspective, but you see from an NBL 1 East perspective, you see from other parts of the NBL 1, the likes of Rain Smith played well for the Maitland Mustangs this season. Out there in the NBL 1 Eastern Sydney, we get to see Brody Nunn and Kobe Williamson also stood up too. They were key components for the Knox Raiders. So it is really good to see a lot of youngsters get an opportunity to suit up alongside a lot of these star caliber players on both the Cairns and Melbourne side.
Yeah, it certainly is. And when those guys get their minutes, I love what I've seen across this pre-season. Guys aren't backing down. They're really going for it. You see the likes of over at the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, a guy like Sam Davidson, who's really had some monster games for the Phoenix. Just one of those NBL 1 guys thriving on their opportunities. So we'll see if we can see any of that in this game as well. And one person you didn't mention was Atian Akul, who's actually from the Big V, so another step down, and that shows you the levels to Australian basketball and how the game is really growing.
It is, absolutely. Of course, Melbourne United memberships are on sale now. A number of categories are nearly sold out, so if you want to lock in your seat to every single one of United's home games inside John Cain Arena, including the big game to start things off Saturday, September 19 against the Adelaide 36ers, head to the Melbourne United membership website today to find a package that works best for you. That is Melbourne United in a nutshell. Let's look on the Cairns Taipans side of things too, Dan, before we tip off in 3 and a bit minutes' time. Of course, Kiana Pinder not playing, but back at the Cairns Taipans after a stint with the Perth Wildcats. It'll be good to see him suit up later in the season. Jack McVeigh is back. He was fantastic for the Cairns Taipans under Adam Ford. Sunday Detch returns as well to the Cairns Taipans after a stint with the Perth Wildcats. And Sean Bruce is the one I like to watch. I'm a massive Sean Bruce fan. Former 6th player of the year for the Sydney Kings. He was the key cog for the Sydney Kings for a very long time in that team. But it's great experience for Adam Ford to have someone like Sean Bruce suit up for the Taipans in NBL 27.
Yeah, 100%. That veteran leadership is something that they really needed, and what we can see with this Cairns lineup is the whole team is pretty much new. There's not too many stayers in this Cairns lineup, and I like it because obviously last season didn't go as expected. They finished 9th with a record of 9-24. So it wasn't ideal. They've changed things up, and I like how they've built this roster around Jack McVeigh, Keanu Pinder. Someone who's not playing tonight, but I have to mention, is Jalon Brown. I'm interested to see what he can bring at that one and kind of get guys like McVeigh and Pinder going in their offense throughout the season. But Jack McVeigh for tonight is going to be that guy for Cairns.
Staying lineups for both sides: Joshua Duro, Cole Anthony, Christian D'Angelo, Cole Bowen and Chris Golding. For Melbourne United, Walter Brown, Kyron Galloway, Jack McVeigh, Sean Bruce and Rain Smith are your starting fives for the Cairns Taipans. So looking forward to seeing how they all suit up. Kyron Galloway is another one I love to watch too. Looking forward to seeing what he can do with this Taipans lineup. We're not too far away from the opening tip in this one. Huge pre-season game. Of course, you can vote for your commentator team throughout the course of the night. You can listen to us, and then you've got 3 very astute duos to also look out for too. You've got Caleb and Tom as well from the Melbourne United podcast. Massive shout out to those boys. You've got Todd Morris and Hayley Wiles, and then you've got the sultry voice of Jamie Hamilton and Jackson McDonald. They're 2 very unique operators who are going to bring you home. So we're not too far away from the opening tip in this one here between Melbourne United and the Cairns Taipans across the NBL app, the website, of course, the social media channels as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing how these 2 sides will go in this preseason game. There's a couple more preseason games before the Blitz in Bendigo, which I'm looking forward to hopefully trying to get up sometime next week to watch a couple of those games. And it's good that Bendigo, who were the hub for Melbourne United for a couple of games last season, get to be the hub for the entire NBL over the course of next weekend for the Blitz.
Yeah, certainly. And like I mentioned just before, Tomo, just, NBL 1, NBL, kind of levels to the game we have here. It's just really, really good for all those kind of clubs to get a little bit of experience there.
So we're 30 seconds away from the opening tip. Cairns Taipans making their way out onto the floor. Rain Smith, Jack McVeigh, Colin Galloway, Sean Bruce, Walter Brown, your starting 5 for the Cairns Taipans. Melbourne United, they've got Christian D'Angelo, Cole Bowen, Chris Golding, Joshua Duro, and of course, the man himself, which I'm looking forward to seeing shortly, in Cole Anthony. It's good, though, for Christian D'Angelo to get an opportunity to be in the starting five. And you've seen what he's been able to do at NBL 1 level. He's worked very hard over the last couple of years to really get to this stage. So I'm very, very excited for Christian D'Angelo to get this golden opportunity to be in the starting five for a preseason game in particular. So the opening tip is not too far away. And it will be Kyle and Galloway and Joshua Duo to meet in the middle. Pre-season hoops here at Casey Stadium. Opening tip 1 here by Joshua Duo now off to Cole Anthony. And a lot of these United fans are excited that Cole Anthony has decided to suit up with him. And Joe Ingles knows him very, very well. So they're going to work in tandem really well. Cole Anthony's going to drop the first points of the evening for Melbourne United. And a great first impression for Cole Anthony in his debut game here for United, Dan.
Welcome to Melbourne, Cole Anthony. Exactly what the crowd wanted.
Bruce guarded here by Cole Anthony. And ball will stay with the Cairns Taipans.
I like that from Cole Anthony. It's a preseason game. We've just started and he's already picking up, at half court on Sean Bruce there.
Brown. Now to Sean Bruce, the veteran former Sydney King. Rain Smith's going to go top of the key from outside. No good. Rebounded nicely here by Cole Anthony, who's been in the thick of it in the early goings of this one. Might almost go himself here, Cole Anthony. Can't drain the three on that occasion. Cairns all away.
That would have brought the house down immediately.
McVeigh goes through. Finds Smith. He'll get ball back. In the corner here for Jack McVeigh. Absolute barometer of the Cairns Taipans outfit in his second season with the Taipans. Drains the double really nicely there from the mid-range, Jack McVeigh.
Yeah, that's Jack McVeigh's bread and butter there.
Anthony might use Bowen as a bit of a screen alongside Joshua Duo. Duo's going to be met at the summit there by Walter Brown. Met at the summit again, this time around by Kyle and Galloway. Jump ball called. Good
help defense there from Galloway not to allow a poster from our Duo early on, and he'll be sniffing one.
With the replay again. Nice work there from Walter Brown there, Dan. Bruce up the floor now to Rain Smith. Off to Walter Brown. It's inside here, corner 3 now for Jack McVeigh, no good. Golding gets on the end of this one here for United and they're away. Anthony. Already dangerous in the first minute 45 of this one. Kicks off now to Chris Golding, who's going to do the Euro step. Can't get it to go, and away goes the Cairns Taipans here. Chance now for the Taipans from outside, no good. And a bit of free-flowing basketball to start things off, Dan, which is good to see. See a Duo. He's going to shoot from the foul line. No good there from Joshua Duo, so missed opportunities from both sides here.
Yeah, some interesting shot selections to start off the game. I'm sure that'll change momentarily.
Here's Bruce. Kicks off now to McVeigh at the 45. He goes inside for the elbow shot. Rolls out. And Galloway can't get on the O-board there. And it's going to be United ball. And Kai Bowen will bring it back in.
Yeah, both sides just a little passive at the moment. Try and lock down and, get the crowd something to cheer for.
Christian D'Angelo, as I mentioned, good to see him get a golden opportunity to be in the starting five tonight to really show the United faithful what he's been working on in the winter. And he draws his foul, so good start for Christian D'Angelo. Draws his foul. He's going to head to line for 2 here, Dan.
Yeah, great take from D'Angelo. One of those NBL 1 guys we mentioned pre-game, making the most of the opportunities. And with the absence of a couple of Melbourne United boys, Sam Waardenburg not here, Shea Ili not here, D'Angelo gets the nod in the starting lineup.
As indeed, averaged over 20 points per game at NBL 1, 26 for the Nutter What Inspectors this season. And they came so close, Dan, as we know, to a chance at the grand final, ultimately falling at the final hurdle in the semi-final to the Eltham Wildcats in that game. And he made 1 of 2 at least there from the line, did Christian D'Angelo. Here's McVeigh. Brown in the corner here for 3, no good. Rebounded nicely here by Joshua Duo, and the way again go Melbourne United. Anthony, nice sidestep from the elbow. Money.
I like that little ghost screen there from Maduro. Made plenty of space.
Oh, a quick back up there from the Cairns Taipans to Walter Brown. The layup shot was nice. Really nice to see there. A timeout called on the floor. 6-4 Melbourne United lead. 6:48 left in this first quarter. So some missed shots to start things off, but it's really starting to drum up a little bit from both sides here, Dan.
Yeah, you can just kind of sense both teams having a little bit of fun to start this one. Some interesting shots being taken. And it's a low-scoring affair to kick this one off, but you feel like that is just about to change there as the Taipans on that last bucket got out in transition. Melbourne United is sleeping momentarily.
Absolutely. Of course, Melbourne United's season starts at home inside John Cain Arena with a blockbuster game against Bryce Cotton and the Adelaide 36ers Saturday, September 19. If you want to make sure you're there for every second of the action, head to the NBL27 Ticket Hub on the Melbourne United website to grab your ticket today. And, of course, today is the final day of Melbourne United's membership week. Sign up via the link on the club's socials to go in the running to win one of 4 major prizes and secure an amazing deal. It's been tremendous to see a lot of membership week for Melbourne United. It's been tremendous, and I've heard sales have gone through the roof this week too, so they've done really well, the entire United staff. Adam Ford back at the helm again in NBL27. Of course, he's really the godfather of Cairns basketball, hasn't he? He's been there for so long. He's been almost like a father figure, bigger brother figure to a lot of these players. He loves Cairns way too much, but he needs a lot more supply and demand, I think, this season. Cairns, last season, I thought had a really good squad, Dan. It's just, unfortunately, I don't think they got the results that they envisioned, and they didn't get the results I thought they were going to get.
Well, that's why we've seen a pretty much complete roster change. 9-24 last season wasn't quite up to standard in this league.
Golding. Corey Hastings on for his first minutes too, by the way. Golding lets rip from long range, and here is Corey Hastings, the Frankston Blue. Just got dispossessed there by Kyle Galloway, who's away here now for the Cairns Taipans, but got stripped by Cole Anthony. In now for Kyle Bowen. A duo trying to go upstairs. And a foul's being called, and that was called there on Walter Brown.
I'm loving the defense from Cole Anthony.
Let's have a look at the replay again on this strip here. How often do you see a clean strip like that?
Particularly in his first 4 minutes of the preseason. It's very easy just to walk away from that possession and allow the bucket. And if that's any indication of how Cole Anthony's going to go about his business when the season hits, boy, Tomo, I'm looking forward to that.
Fabian Kristovic on for his first minutes. Back at United, and Joe Ingles is on for his first minutes tonight too. Really enjoyed watching Joe Ingles a couple of weeks ago when I called the game alongside Haley Waltz against the B-League team out of Hoop City. Here is Cole Anthony. Sidestep is great. Kind of get to roll in. The tap back from Joe Ingles was no good, and Walter Brown's away here now for the Taipans. For Brody Nunn. Of course, an NBL1 product alongside Kobe Williamson. They get their first minutes on the floor for the Taipans. Fingertip away there for Kobe Williamson, but landed with Joe Ingles, and now Cole Anthony's away again here for United. Guarded by Lloyd McVeigh. Goes inside here for Fabs Kusovic, who draws his foul. He's got a head to line for the extra. Let's try and make this an 8-4 advantage in favour of Melbourne United.
I don't mind that from Melbourne United, not forcing a set every possession right there, just letting Cole Anthony go to work, creating space, and it's very difficult to guard that man on an island.
It is indeed, and we've seen a couple of the NBL1 players get an opportunity from the Cairns Taipans. Brody Nunn, as I mentioned, Kobe Williamson get their opportunities too to show what they're made of. Of course, Brody Nunn from the Jack Jumpers, played a couple of games last season for them. Decided to move up north, somewhere a little bit more warmer during the climates, and of course, Kobe Williamson, we know exactly what he was able to do for the Knox Raiders this season.
Yeah, alongside Walter Brown as well, all of those boys coming along from the JJs, both looking for a little bit more opportunity in their new side here. Now, I just expect here the timeout called Waardenburg. I know it's a preseason game, but he's already up in the grill of some of the officials. And I'm just wondering if he wants to change something on Cole Anthony. Like I mentioned there, very, very difficult to contain a guy like that on an island. So we'll just see if there's any sort of adjustment there from the Taipans defense.
And what do you think the scouting would be for Melbourne United on Cairns? Because the Cairns haven't done too much wrong either.
That's true. That's true. Obviously, the ball is going to go through the hands of Jack McVeigh a lot. You've just got to be decisive of when and where you send that double as well, because not only is he a prolific scorer, he's a great playmaker as well. Averaged 4 assists a game. Led the team last season in assists, which you probably wouldn't think of Jack McVeigh as an assist guy, but that's something he's added to his game. So that's opened up everything else for the rest of his team.
Absolutely. As Fabian Kristovic heads to the line now for 2 out of this timeout.
Yeah, Fab Kristovic, NBL1 East Finals MVP, the North Bears.
Averages under 5 points per game for United last season in the NBL26. Well, he played the 5-man role quite a bit. We called a few of his games last year, Dan, when he was playing the 5-man role. I thought he didn't do too bad of a thing because he's a bit of an undersized 5 at the best of times, Fabs Kristovic, but can play like a bit of a centre. Cole Anthony tried to strip that from Jack McVeigh. Kick off here now for Kobe Williamson for 3, no good. And sticks here with the Taipans. McVeigh from long range. We know he can get those. Not on this occasion, though. Anthony, lip rip from long range. Makes it look way too easy there, Cole Anthony, doesn't he?
That's the perfect way to describe it, Tomo.
Here now for Lloyd McVeigh. Trying to get through the last of his men. Now over to Jack McVeigh in the post. And Kobe Williamson is on the mark, off the mark, I should say, for the Cairns Taipans tonight, and they trail 11-6.
There's that vision that Jack McVeigh's added to his game. Was going to rise up for that midi, but made the better choice.
Kristovic. Anthony. Ingles in space. Joe Ingles. Bucket.
Gee, that's what he brings. He stretches the floor.
Makes it look easy, doesn't he, Joe Ingles? Here's Brown. Tapped away nicely there by Cole Anthony. But again, Joe Ingles, just like fine wine, makes it look way too easy.
It certainly does.
See the replay here. So this was a nice offload here by, this is a great shot here by Cole Anthony. But the offload here by Anthony to Ingles here was even better. As the foul's been called.
Yeah, just that last position there showing what that floor spacing and some of the new shooters at Melbourne United are capable. The defense really stretching and scrambling for Cairns that last possession. And Chris Golding isn't even on the floor, Tomo.
Of course, Caleb Van Ray and Tom Christie to take you through the second quarter, and that's a nice bucket there from Jack McVeigh. Deep 2, cuts it back to 6 points. Ingles off to D'Angelo. Now to Corey Hastings, back to Joe Ingles. Might use Fabs. Kristovic does so. Kristovic in the post here for United. First attempt no good. Stripped away nicely there by Walter Brown. It will stay with the United.
Well, it seems as though Cairns have a really heavy focus on that help under the paint. However, they can't commit too many numbers. We know the shooters have been out and about tonight for United.
Jensen Brackey on for his first minutes. And the tip-in was nice there for Jensen Brackey. Rock in the hand of Lloyd McVeigh. Kicks off now to Jack McVeigh for 3. Drains it nicely to Jack McVeigh, and he's starting to get going in this game.
Yeah, any sort of space, Jack McVeigh's going to knock it down. Got to get a hand up.
7 points now for Jack McVeigh on the quarter. Cole Anthony's got 8. Your leading scorers so far in this one. Ingles. Like you suppose Kristovic is a bit of a screen there. Kicks off now to Christian D'Angelo. Floater here from D'Angelo is good.
Nice take from Christian D'Angelo. The shoulder was on display all season long for number 1 inspectors.
Lloyd McVeigh. Hands off now to Williamson. But Brody none. So the Knox Raiders boys in tandem. Can't pay it off though. And away goes Corey Hastings, the Frankston Blue. Ingles guarded here by Jack McVeigh. In space now for Corey Hastings for 3. Brings the wall of confidence now for Corey Hastings. Dropping threes like that.
How about the vision from Joe Ingles there just to find the open shooter?
So United now lead by 10 points. 2:56 left in the first. Corey Hastings going to check out. Checking in is Elliot Brown. Played a handful of games so far in this preseason for Melbourne United's Elliot Brown, Sandy Sabres product. And Preston Bungai is on for his first minutes too for the Cairns Taipans too. Again, it is a travesty that we've not seen Preston Bungai suit up for a full season in the NBL because he's got so much talent. Does Preston. Here is Bungai, who's drawn his foul over Jensen Bradke. Points won't count on this occasion.
Yeah, super athletic player, isn't he? Preston. And that's all that Bradke could do out there, just foul him. Not allow an easy trip to the rim.
He's a good leader as well on the floor too, Preston Bungai. He's got that leadership attribute at him. Of course, we've seen what he's been able to do with the KC Cavaliers over the last couple of seasons. Here's Bruce. Pulls up for three. He misses. It's now with Joe Ingles. Away goes Kristovic. Ingles. He's going to go for three again. Can't drain this occasion. Rims out. And away goes Rain Smith. Now to Bungai. Looking better on this set here are the Cairns Taipans. Bungai from the elbow. That's better.
There it is. Nice looking jumper there, Preston Bungai. Naturally a slasher, but it certainly has the ability to knock those down.
Kristovic. Nice work there to give it inside there for Joe Ingles. He keeps it in play. Elliot Brown with the rock in hand here now for Melbourne United. Going to use Kristovic as a bit of a screen for a bit of assistance. Try to go inside the paint there for Kristovic. And was seen nicely there by Kobe Williamson. Away goes Preston Bungai now here for the Cairns Taipans. He goes underneath. Bucket won't count on this occasion.
Yeah, that first step of Preston Bungai is so electric. Very hard to contain going downhill.
Of course, voting for your best commentary duo starts on Tuesday. Make sure you vote for Michael Thompson and Daniel Slavich. If you've enjoyed our call team, of course, Caleb Van Ray and Tom Christie will take you through the second quarter. Jamie Hamilton, Jackson McDonald, Todd Morris, Haley Wild still to come as well in the second half of this one here between Melbourne United and the Cairns Taipans. 90 seconds left in this first term. A duo. Now for Chris Golding over the top. Rolls in nicely for Chris Golding. Draws his foul. He's going to head to line for the extra.
Vintage CG there. You got to respect him when the ball rises above his head beyond the arc. And it just creates that open little lane that he's so good at getting to as well. I think people forget, just over the decade or so that Chris Golding's been an absolute sniper in this country. People forget how good he is at putting the ball on the deck and getting to the rim. He's a very shifty. It's an almost, I wouldn't say underrated, but a part of his game that people don't look at.
11th season now at Melbourne United to Chris Golding. So he's been, when you see the keyword stalwart, Chris Golding's been the stalwart of Melbourne United for the past 11 seasons. Foul call on the floor is going to stay with the Taipans.
Josh Coonan has checked into the game for the Cairns Taipans. Down the Nong Ranger. We've called many times this past NBL 1 season.
In the deck there with Sean Bruce, gets up. Kobe Williamson gets the inbound there from Josh Coonan. Kicks off now to Rain Smith for three. Can't drain it. Tapped away nicely. And away goes Jensen Bradke. Hands off now to Cole Anthony. 60 seconds left in this first quarter. Cole Anthony's going to go long range again. Can't roll in. Foul called inside the post though.
It looked like it was on Williamson there, just wrapping up Aduro. Difficult man to contain down there. It was Josh Aduro, tenacious rebounder. And he had the line for two.
As you mentioned, for New Orleans Pelicans, averaging 8.3 points per game last season, 7.7 rebounds per game for the Pelicans.
It was only the 3 appearances, however, those are pretty solid numbers in the NBA. He applied most of his trade there in the G League team. The Squadron, where he averaged 16.5 and 8 rebounds.
And United now up by 13 points as we tick into the final minute of this first quarter. Williamson. Now the veteran here in Sean Bruce. Lloyd McVeigh. Hands off to Josh Coonan. Just a bit too much mail on that pass there by Lloyd McVeigh to Coonan. And away goes Cole Anthony. Kicks off now to Chris Golding for three. He can't drain it. And bringing it down for the rebound there is Kobe Williamson and the Taipans all away. They would love at least one more bucket here before quarter time, the Taipans. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 17 on the game clock. puts it up there with Sean Bruce, draws his foul, going to head to line for two.
Yeah, that's that veteranship of Sean Bruce. They knew the foul was coming, chucked it up, and that's 2 shots, reaching the breadbasket there. Like you mentioned a little bit earlier, Tomo, this new addition of Sean Bruce is kind of that perfect veteran guard that I feel like they might have been lacking a little bit, just to kind of bring this group together.
He was really one of the players that kept the Kittens together for so long and stuck back with them. And I feel he's a valuable asset to this Cairns Taipans outfit in NBL27. He's going to do so much good for Adam Ford's team in the upcoming summer. Final possession here, probably in the hands of Melbourne United. Cole Anthony with rock in hands. He's going to drive, step back shot here for Cole Anthony. No good. Oduro trying to go upstairs. Not on this occasion. And the bucket will not count. So at the end of one, it is Melbourne United 26, the Cairns Taipans 15. I've been Michael Thompson, he's been Daniel Slavovich. Voting begins on Tuesday. Caleb Van Ray, Tom Christie from United are up next here across the NBL app and website.
Who wants to go this way? All right, line them up. Mr. DJ, can I get a hand with a slow beat? It's away! Oh, very close. Very close. Okay, I have a very important question to ask. Does he get a second shot? I don't know if that was clear enough. Does he get a second shot? Take it away, Murray! It's away! Ah, a little left again. Everyone, please make some noise for our lovely contestant Murray taking on our half-court shot. He's still walking away with a few of Melbourne United prizes. Always lovely to see. All right, we're about to get underway with the second quarter.
Welcome back to the second quarter of NBL preseason between Melbourne United and the Cairns Taipans. As part of Melbourne United's commentary showcase, Who Called It Best? I am Tom Christie, and this is Caleb Van Ray from the Bringing the Blue podcast. So, Caleb, you can probably assume we're going to have a little bit of a Melbourne side of things tonight.
We are. We're going to be unapologetically Melbourne United. So if there's any Cairns fans tuned in right now, apologies early, but yeah, we are big Melbourne United people, and we're going to enjoy this second quarter.
What do you think of the first quarter, Caleb?
It's exciting. Cole Anthony, oh my goodness. He's going to be a player. He starts with the ball here, and yeah, we're going to just enjoy some more action this second quarter from him by the looks.
Ingles inside to Bowen. Finds Fab for an easy 2 there. That's what you like to see.
He's been presenting well. Did really well in the first quarter too. A couple of great passes from Joe Ingles, finding him inside. Fab looking solid early.
Here we go. Rain Smith kicks out to Sean Bruce. That's a deep one. Won't go. Rebound Golding. And here come United.
He was good on Thursday night, Bruce, but it's been a slow start for him.
Absolutely. Really impressive stuff from Golding, what he's doing at this age.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
He's like a fine wine.
Keeps getting better. Speaking of getting better, Joey from the corner, string music.
How much of that can we expect from Joe Ingles this season?
Lots and lots. I think he's going to be unbelievable. We've seen it with the passing. We've seen it with the shooting there as well.
No good for Cairns. Bowen with the rebound. Gives it to our man, Cole. It's Cole's world.
It certainly is. He just slices through the defense. His handle's just so tight.
Ingles, Anthony, Golding. Big 3 in the NBL this season.
Yeah. Something really to look forward to.
Cole just wheeling and dealing. Mid-range shot. Oh, my.
That's unstoppable.
It's unstoppable. And if you don't like that, you don't like NBL basketball.
Oh, jeez. Here we go. Nice and early.
Nice and early. Bruce, mid-range, offensive foul. Sean Bruce, a player that many NBL fans will be used to by now. Over 400 games in the league.
He's a seasoned vet.
Seasoned veteran, but he's had his hands full with Cole Anthony tonight. And there's another foul for him.
Yeah, he's getting frustrated. You can see it here. His hands in. Cole, just the handle. He's so tight. You can see the athleticism as well. He just glides through the court. I think with Luke Travers coming back in, hopefully for the blitz, this team's just going to get even better.
Luke Travers currently out with Boomers duties.
Yeah, big win last night. Well, big win's an understatement, and obviously Tommy Wilson out in that team as well.
While we're touching on FIBA, Sam Waardenburg and, here we go, Joe Ingles. No good that time. Fab fighting for it. Walter Brown comes up with it. As I was saying, Shea Ili, Sam Waardenburg playing for the Tall Blacks as well with a nice overtime win against Iran.
Great win, and how about that Shea Ili dunk? My goodness.
Ooh, wasn't it impressive? It's like, seeing a healthy Shea Ili and what he can add to this United team.
Cole with the pushing foul there. Just a bit too aggressive with the hands, and it'll probably take him a little bit of adjustment to the NBL whistle, as it does with new imports, and that includes Josh Aduro as well in the middle. He's been pretty good so far, though. Absolutely.
Aduro, I think he's going to be a lot better than people tend to think.
Yeah, certainly. Here's Rain Smith just slicing through the middle. Great pass into the corner.
Cairns knocks that one.
Finally break the seal there.
Downtown Brown for three.
Yeah, it's a good pick-up, Brown. You'll be a solid player for him this season.
A couple seasons with the Jack Jumpers, not really much opportunity, but now as a fully rostered player with Cairns, I'm expecting he will get a lot more opportunity. Bowen.
Good step there.
For the travel there.
Yeah.
So,
what are your thoughts on that one, KB? Do you think he needs to let that fly, or are you happy with him being aggressive off the dribble there?
I don't mind. I like it when he picks up the dribble, but unfortunately the travel there. But yeah, also he's not a bad shooter.
I think he needs to let that one go, and he's a good jump shooter. So
absolutely,
I'd really like to see him shoot that one. McVeigh. It's been good early, McVeigh. Definitely Cairns' best. Another hands foul there.
And joining Jack again this season, his brother Lloyd also signed for another season.
Yeah, Lloyd McVeigh, and he was really good against the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix on Thursday night. 14-10. Really started to make a name for himself now.
Absolutely. I'm starting to think that maybe in a couple of seasons' time, Cairns might just have two Jack McVeighs, which could be a real handful to deal with.
It's looking like it. Here's McVeigh again.
Jack, there he is, knocking it down.
Catch and shoot. He's a great catch and shoot player. You can't deny that. And he's a bit of a Melbourne United killer, unfortunately.
He has been known to do so. Cole. Stepping on the line there, Cole Anthony. So that'll go the other way.
Yeah, he wants the pushing foul. United currently up 33-21, 7 to play in the second. Rain Smith.
Good to see some points on the board. I feel like last season we didn't really have that luxury of constant bucket getters being out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Krizovic doing well tonight.
Great step through. Gets the whistle. It is Josh Coonan will head to the line. Northside Wizards in the NBL 1 North this season. Great little step through there. Got Fab in the air. Gets to the line.
Great to see some of these NBL 1 players get an opportunity in these pre-season games. It's always, you never know what can lead from them.
Oh, it's really important for these guys. Like, not only are they fighting for, development player spots, it's training player spots as well. We know United. Christian D'Angelo's a great example. He's on the roster as a training player, works hard for 12 months, not getting a game, and then 12 months later finds himself with a development player spot. So it's really important these games.
We saw the same thing happen with Joel Foxwell.
Yep.
And now look at him. College, he's been balling out over there as a missed floater from KB, Kyle Bowen. And here comes Rain Smith. He'll jump straight into that one. Nothing but net.
He's a shooter, Rain, isn't he?
Absolutely is. And that's going to be timeout. United 33-25.
Coach Keegan Crawford taking the reins tonight with Chansey away with the Boomers' duties. Good time out there is Rain Smith dropping the three.
Melbourne United's season starts at home inside John Cain Arena with a blockbuster game against Bryce Cotton and the Adelaide 36ers on September 19. If you want to make sure you're there for every second of the action, head to the NBL27 Ticket Hub on the Melbourne United website to grab your tickets today. Exciting stuff, September 19. We're almost there.
We're getting close. We're getting really, really close. Obviously, another preseason game against the Breakers coming up and then the Blitz. But, yeah, all eyes on that home opener. It's going to be so exciting.
What storyline are you more excited about? Cole Anthony versus Bryce Cotton or Joe Ingles versus the Adelaide 36ers after what happened so many years ago.
Yeah, look, I think Joey's moved on, so I've got to go with Cole v. Bryce. We're going to see that try rivalry, I think, all year with Cole, Bryce and Kendrick Davis, the Sydney Kings, and it's going to be so exciting watching these three guys go up against each other all year. We know they're going to be in the MVP talks.
I can absolutely guarantee you that Joe has moved on, but I don't think the Sixers have moved on.
No. Maybe not, but look, we're happy he's back, Joe, and in United colours.
Absolutely. Wilson Amos coming to the floor now for his first opportunity of the night.
Melbourne Tigers this
Melbourne
season.
Tiger, playing alongside Melbourne United's Tommy Wilson, also with Josh Sykes, Mason Gaze, some very talented squad. They were knocked out in the prelims, though. Sorry, no, they were knocked out in the grand final.
Great second effort there by KB. Follows through and finds Fabian Krislovic for the easy two. He's just, you like his physicality, you like his energy, KB, don't you? That's what he can really bring to this team.
Absolutely. He's a great locker room guy. You know, that's
Certainly is.
On that Tasmania Championship team, just a great culture guy.
Rain Smith from the corner again.
Geez, like a hot knife through butter again.
He's starting to heat up. Cairns are starting to find the bucket now. The shots are starting to drop. Cole now, coming back the other way. Just tries to slice through the middle. They're getting very physical with Cole Anthony now. We know that's what Sean Bruce is going to want to do.
Sean Bruce, that's his third foul directly on Cole.
It is, and you think he's going to get a sub here, and he will.
If you can't stop him, foul him. And he cannot stop him.
Well, might see a lot of that from a lot of teams this year.
Jeez, he's looking good. He gets the ball straight away. Brody Nunn guarding him, the former Jack Jumper development player and Knox Raider.
Here's KB. This is what I want to see. There it is.
That's what we like to see. Bring out the belt, KB.
Called for it earlier. There's KB knocking down the three. It's unorthodox shooting motion, but it works.
I've had it compared to mine on a Wednesday night.
Oh, geez. Shout out the hot dogs. McVeigh.
This is a great opportunity for Brody Nunn. Moving on from Tasmania, where he didn't really get too much burn.
Yep.
And now, he's a Cairns development player. Good season for the Knox Raiders. Cole again. Long on that one. Rebound by Brown. Cairns look to push. Here comes McVeigh. Looks to take on Anthony. Got a size advantage, but
great dish.
Downtown Brown for three.
Yeah, you know what? I've got to watch these shooters now. Starting to get hot. Can't get sucked into the key here. Just need to settle down. Cole again slicing through the key. Puts out that floater, back rims. Tipped out. Ball's been saved initially. Oh, gee, we almost saw something pretty special there, but unfortunately, Cole stepping out of bounds. And it's wholesale changes here for United. It's Ingles, Oduro, D'Angelo, and it is Corey Hastings, Frankston boy, coming in.
One of your locals.
He is. And Frankston, NBL1 South champs this year, so congratulations to them.
Austin Shelley was played a pre-season game with United.
Yeah, I believe he's hurt his hand at the moment, so I think you might have seen a bit more of him, but unfortunately not at the moment.
Jack McVeigh.
Oh, boy.
Absolutely.
Oh, boy. Cairns are heating up. I don't think they've hit a two this quarter, it feels like.
34-38.
Look, that's what we're going to see from Cairns. I think they're going to bombs away, let it fly, especially when you've got McVeigh out on the floor, Rain Smith, these guys. Oh, great step from D'Angelo. Awesome step through there.
Nunawading Spectres led by Christian D'Angelo this season. NBL1 preliminary finalists.
Yeah, he had a great year in the NBL1. Brown, great swing to the corner. And finally, Cairns don't see one through the net.
Oduro. Here comes Ingles. What's he going to do with it?
Yeah,
Oduro.
What a pass from Joe, and it just rolls out. They're saying it's going to be 2 points. Let's have a look here at the replay. We're going to see a lot of that this season. We've talked about it on the Bringing the Blue podcast. Joe Ingles feeding inside to a rolling Oduro. Oduro, one of his strengths is getting out of screens quickly. With Joe Ingles with the ball in hand, he's going to find him every single time.
And we spoke about this on the Bringing the Blue podcast. Josh Oduro, people are saying undersized. He's a big 6'9".
He's big, and he's got that wingspan as well. He's intimidating. He really patrols and commands the middle of the key. Foul there, D'Angelo. He's getting a bit aggressive. Had to help across the middle.
Kobe Williamson getting another opportunity in the NBL. After last season with Tasmania and knocks during the NBL 1 season. He was on a 2-year deal, and unfortunately things ended prematurely there, so it's good to see him land on his feet. I think this is a training player role with Cairns and a potential development player role.
Another one that we were talking about before, there's so many guys in pre-season fighting for these roster spots, and they're the ones that really push hard and go hard in these games, which is really good to see.
First one is no good from Williamson.
Casey crowd giving it heaps. Always a great turnout here at Casey Basketball, and we saw pre-game Joe Ingles, Cole getting around the kids. It's an awesome atmosphere here.
1 for 2, avoiding Hungry Jacks.
Don't know about the pre-season burgers?
No, not quite. Hastings to KB. He's got a bit of tarmac. Oh, that would have been something special.
Nice aggressive take again, KB. We talk about that aggressiveness that he brings to the team, and there it is on full display.
Let's have a look here.
Nice little press break. Playing against the Phoenix last weekend, they full court pressed the whole entire game. You can see it's something we've worked on, and we're getting, one-on-one attempts at the rim here.
Thought KB was about to take off there. First one's good. Second one's no problems either. KB looking very comfortable from the stripe, 2 for 2.
We like to see 2 for 2, as diehard United fans. We're not afraid to say the free throw game is sometimes, or often, being a killer for us, so positive signs.
Absolutely. Williamson now getting guarded by Aduro. Hands out to Smith with the handoff. Step back 3 ball, no good. Bowen with the rebound and gives it to Joe to push.
Oh, there it is again. Just that passing ability.
How's the vision?
Great hands.
There.
Good hands from Williamson. Held his ground well. Smith, he's starting to feel it now. Ball in hand.
Lloyd McVeigh.
Great dish.
Oh, it's going to end up with Williamson. It's going to get fouled by Bowen.
Yeah, good ball movement. Good ball movement there from Cairns. They've really settled down now. They were a bit of a deficit to hunt down, but they've really settled into this game now.
Yeah, 44-35, 2:46 remaining in the first half.
Of course, Cairns just played on Thursday night. They had a great win against the Phoenix State Basketball Centre, and then a 91-79 win as well against St. Mary's. So they're coming in 2-0 in the pre-season, so they're feeling good about themselves.
Oh, look out. Here comes King Cole.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if you're not a Melbourne United member, this guy, you need to come and see him play. Get your memberships now. They're going to sell out. He is worth the price of admission.
Absolutely. Membership week deals finish up today. So today is the final day of Melbourne United's membership week. Sign up via the link on the club's socials to go into the running to win one of 4 major prizes and secure yourself an amazing deal. Nothing like being a Melbourne United member, eh?
All right. Honestly, if you're thinking about it, don't think about it too hard, because the value you get as a Melbourne United member is second to none. You and I, we're both big fans of AFL, NRL, all these other sports. Melbourne United, they give you more access. You feel connected. You feel connected to the club, the people, even the players. We talk about today after the game, the players will hang around, get some photos, sign some autographs. After every home game, win or loss, and that could be a 30-point loss. The players front up to the members with a smile, come and say hello. There is nothing like being a Melbourne United member.
Absolutely. A bit of Sweet Caroline playing through the speakers at Casey.
We spoke about the Casey vibe. We've got it Saturday night.
Saturday night, only weeks out from the season proper.
Yeah, it's really exciting times. Obviously, if you're thinking about getting up to Bendigo for the Blitz, please do. Bendigo's a great place for basketball. We went there last season for some Ignite Cup games. There's not a bad seat in the house, is there?
Absolutely not. It's a nice arena there. It's bigger than you'd think for a regional stadium. Yeah, it's a great spot to watch basketball, and there is not a bad seat in the house. I believe there are plenty of seats left for the Blitz next week, so go and get yourself some. And, kicking off next Wednesday, running all the way to Sunday. There are a lot worse places for a day trip than regional Victoria.
Certainly are. Looks like Cairns going to be up and in again here. Certainly are.
Trying to trap Cole. No problems for him. Dishes to Hastings. Here comes Oduro.
Ooh, backing down. Really physical. Great hands there.
Oh,
Josh
Joe
Boonen.
Ingles. Joe Ingles.
Oh, boy. Joe Ingles, Joe Ingles. You make my body tingle.
Oh, geez, he's a special player, isn't he?
Awesome. Great to have him back in the NBL.
It's just great for the league, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, unbelievable.
People, they look at Joe Ingles and they say, Rain Smith. And they go, oh, isn't he a bit slow these days? I say, he's always been slow.
He has. Slow-mo Joe.
Slow-mo Joe. There he's still hooping. Oh, here he is in the corner again. And
there's the slow step. Oh, Oduro.
Oduro, 3-ball. Oh, we love to see that.
Oh, my. Did we know that was in the bag?
Did not know that was in the bag.
Oh, my goodness.
For those that aren't familiar with Josh Oduro, NBA G League two-way contract last season, New Orleans Pelicans / Birmingham Squadron.
Yep.
And he did actually have a nice 12-12 against your Boston Celtics.
He did. And look, his G League stats are nothing to sort of, look away from. 13, 8, 2 and 2 blocks as well. So really good numbers coming across. He's athletic. He's big, as we talked about. I think he's going to be a really good contributor.
Absolutely.
He's the hot man.
Williamson inside. No.
Corner of the backboard there.
Corner of the backboard got possession there. Ooh, KB stripped. Oh, Ingles it back.
CG. Quiet so far, CG.
That's typical pre-season for CG. He doesn't, tend to take these things. There he is.
Oh, there he is.
He heard us, and there's a bucket for
Ask
CG.
and you shall receive.
We haven't seen Cole Anthony just absolutely block someone off the backboard yet.
Oh, my goodness. McVeigh.
Lloyd McVeigh, that is.
The Lloyd variety.
And he's starting to look a lot more like Jack, which is spells trouble for the league.
Oh, Cole.
That's outrageous.
Oh, my.
That is outrageous.
Boy, oh, boy.
Cole World. Let me take you all back, man.
And Rain. This is turning into a shootout.
Oduro hands to Cole.
30 seconds here. United will probably hold the ball, wind the clock down here. See if they draw up a set. Coach Crawford, a lot of pointing going on. Here's CG. Back rims it. Big rebound. Reset again.
How big has these last couple of possessions been from Josh Oduro grabbing down these O boards? 8 seconds.
Great roll. Out of the screen early. There it is.
Oh, Oduro!
So what I was talking about earlier, he gets in the screen, sets it, but he gets out early, rolls hard to the ring. Cole Anthony, Shea Ili, who's not playing tonight, Joe Ingles, CG, they're going to find him on that roll. Let's have a look. There it is. Nice little bounce pass. Great little step through. Easy finish. Josh Oduro. It's Melbourne United, 57, Cairns 43. Half-time here at Casey.
Half-time here at Casey, indeed. It's a 12-minute break as per NBL games. Let's have a look at some of the numbers. Cole Anthony, 13 points already.
And he started hot. First possession of the game, letting it fly. He's putting on a show. And I just love how great he's been so far with the fans as well. I said before, he's interacting with the kids pre-game. He's getting involved. He's hyped. It's just awesome to see such an attribute to not only Melbourne United, but the league as a whole. Cole Anthony's been awesome. I think Oduro been really solid through there. Joe Ingles, really been great. He's got the 9 points, I think it is. 3 threes. Really been moving the ball, but finding his shot as well.
And he's not the game's leading scorer. Tying with Jack McVeigh already has
Jack.
13 on the board as well.
Yeah, he kept the Taipans ticking over when they couldn't buy a bucket for that first couple of minutes of the second and the end of the first there. But, look, you know what Jack McVeigh's going to do. He's Jack McVeigh. Like, we've seen it time and time again. He's the leader of this team. They got him back on good money, and they expect a lot from him, and he's going to provide that.
A great investment as well, though, Jack
Certainly
McVeigh.
is. What have you liked out of United's role players in the first half there? Your Fab Krizlovic's, Kyle Bowens. What have you seen from those guys?
Fab's been great so far, hasn't he? Really protecting the rim and defending in the paint. I'm actually been quite impressed with Christian D'Angelo, development player.
Yeah. Look, he had probably that one lapse early, got pulled from the court. But since then, reset himself, come back in, got a couple of buckets and really commanding the ball, being solid with the ball, which is what we need from a depth point guard like D'Angelo.
Absolutely, and there's just a reminder for you on screen. NBL Blitz takes over Bendigo 2nd to the 6th of September. Tickets at nblblitz.com.au.
United winning the rebound battle, 22-15. And I believe we're shooting. Was I right? Was that over 50% from three?
That can't be, can it?
I don't know. Well, we've seen plenty of buckets go down, and what a half it's been. If you're a Melbourne United fan like us, and you want a bit more content during the week, Bring in the Blue podcast. That's us. That's me and you, Tommy. We've got a couple other guys, James, Billy, our main man Shane, who takes photos for us as well. You can follow us on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcasts. Get involved. We really, while we're the ones recording the podcast, we really want the fans, the members, to be a part of it with us. We don't want it to just be us. So we really want you to, interact with us at games, interact with us online. As you guys say, it's a podcast for the fans, by the fans. Yeah, that's exactly right. We've always felt like the NBL may have been lacking fan-made content. That's right. And that's where we come in. Look, and that's why we're here today as well. That's how we got this opportunity. We're Melbourne United people. We want to talk about Melbourne United. While, again, we'll give Cairns their flowers when it's deserved, today it's about us. It's about us. It's our pre-season home game. It certainly is. And again, talk about this vibes at Casey. Kids on the court, having a bit of fun here at halftime. Yeah, it's a great venue here. Love the mezzanine setup they've got. Yeah, it's a little bit different, isn't it? It's like an elevated seating. You can see there on the screen. It's great for NBL 1. Really good NBL 1 venue here at Casey. They run a good show. Absolutely, they do. And so second half. What do Cairns need to do to get back into this one? Well, they need to keep dropping the shots for starters. The three ball's fallen, but they're not getting much else, and they need to defend. I think 57 points for Melbourne United. I know they're missing a few players, but so are we as well. And, they need to defend the three-point line. But, the roll man's really been damaging for them. We've saw, again, time and time again, Josh Aduro getting out of screens, Fabian Krislovic getting out of screens, rolling hard. They're knocking down shots, but they need to get stops on the other end as well. We're Melbourne people. We want to talk about Melbourne. 57 points on the board. No Travers, no Waardenburg, no Ili, no Wilson, no Machar. Yeah, it's scary. It's great to see. It's awesome. To see. And obviously the goal is always that top two finish at Melbourne, and here's hoping we can do that again. Look, I think we certainly can, and people talk about predictions. You think Sydney are going to be there again, Adelaide are going to be there again. They're the benchmark from last season, and we absolutely have the ability to be up there with them, if not a step above. But the opponents tonight, the Cairns Taipans, they're a team that could be a bit of a smoky. Yeah, don't count them out. They're similar to us in sort of their roster construction. They've got a lot of sort of these hybrid wings, these guards that can shoot but can defend a little bit. We know Jalen Galloway leaves the Sydney Kings, joins his brother at Cairns. Another interesting signing, Malik Lewis as an import. Very interesting signing, wing, guard, bit of both. Drafted stash from Malik Lewis, which it's interesting because how has the next star rules changed after Justinian Jessup was a drafted stash as a next star? But obviously, the Taipans' next star spot is taken by Luke Hall, who is going to be an exciting prospect. Watched him during the under 18s World Cup, and he was really impressive. But unfortunately, injured at the moment, so he will miss a little bit of time. So I think this, Tommy, just about wraps us up for our portion of halftime. If you listen along, we hope you've enjoyed. Again, get on to Bring in the Blue. Give us a listen. Give us your vote if you want us on next week. If you want another Melbourne United-centric commentary call for the Bring in the Blue fellas. And just, you guys decide who called it best. It was Bring in the Blue. Guys, good luck. Have fun with it. Like a fine wine. Keeps getting better. Speaking of getting better, Joey from the corner. String music and people tend to think. Yeah, certainly. Rain Smith just slicing through the middle. Great pass into the corner. Cairns notch that one. Finally.
Jack McVeigh, which could be a real handful to deal with.
It's looking like it. Here's McVeigh
Speaking of
again.
Jack, there he is, knocking it down.
Catch and shoot. He's a great catch and shoot player. You can't deny that.
Halftime here at Casey Stadium. NBL27 pre-season between Melbourne United and the Cairns Taipans. Melbourne United lead it by 14 points. 57 plays 43. Jamie Hamilton is my name. Jackson McDonald from the Keilor Thunder is with us. It's the Who Called It Best special game here. The NBL 1 South takeover I've donned at Jacko.
Yes.
First of all, so good to be here with you. But it's not about us. It's about the guys on the floor. We've sat in the stands for the first 20 minutes. What's your key takeaway from Melbourne United so far?
My key takeaway is Cole Anthony is way too good for this league already. and I know that people, me in the past, may have gone overboard on new imports coming into the league and them dominating pre-season, Mason Jones being one of them, who I may have said should have won MVP. But anyway, we'll go past that. But he has 13 points at half-time here in very limited game time. So he's just been enormous for him. 4 assists as well, so he's dishing it out at an elite level. And he's just an absolute stud on this United team.
Yeah, he's been huge for sure. And then for the Cairns Taipans, a couple of late outs, a couple of extra names and faces that we had to research within the last 2 hours or so before tip-off. But the main man that is here, it's Jack McVeigh. He has 13 points and 5 assists as well. He has been, to no one's surprise, unbelievable.
Yeah, high-volume scorer is Jack McVeigh. He's taken 8 shots, made 5 of them so far. Very tough shots as well. We also saw Rain Smith at the end of that half try and light it up from 3, and he did so. So he's a very key part of that offensive group with Jack McVeigh. But they still aren't a full complement of players. Of course, Keanu Pinto, who's out with concussion today, isn't playing. And then Jalen Brown, not to be confused with the other Jalen Brown, is not playing as well. So there's still a fair bit of differences to come into this offensive lineup for the Taipans.
Yeah, well, you mentioned a couple of those names. Of course, no Luke Paul as well. Malik Lewis, the recent signing. Jonah Bolden, Luca Yates, Sunday Detch. We're nowhere near the full-strength Cairns Taipans. But the things that we have seen so far from them, what are we expecting from them? I guess this is just a very broad, general question, but what's the ceiling for them for NBL 27? Because it's a very different Cairns Taipans than what we've seen with Adam Ford at the helm over the last number of years.
Yeah, definitely. What they're spending on players now has gone up drastically. Of course, you've got those 2 marquees in McVeigh and Pinder, but then you have a guy like Jonah Bolden, who will be leading the league in rebounds per minute this season. I'm sure of it, as he always has since he's come back in.
That's a good stat.
So they have a great complement of players around those 2, particularly in the guard spots as well. I think Sean Bruce is one of the better signings, better value signings as well in this offseason. He's absolutely dominated for Logan in the NBL 1 North.
Boy,
He's broken, I'm not sure if he actually has, but he surely has broken a whole bunch of assist records in the NBL 1 North and in the NBL 1 in general. He was just dishing it out for free up there in Queensland.
8 double-doubles, 3 triple-doubles, 4 games, 30-plus points for the Logan Thunder. Led the country in triple-doubles. Crazy. Well. Fun stat for you there. 90 seconds until tip-off. And if you are interested in your brand sponsoring Melbourne United superstars, head to the corporate page on the Melbourne United business website today, providing groups and businesses the chance to gain behind-the-scenes access along with invitations to exclusive player sponsors and club moments throughout the season. It's the ultimate way to support your favourite United player. I know the answer to this, Jacker. Who's your favourite Melbourne United player?
My former work colleague, Christian D'Angelo, would be my guy.
He's looked pretty good. He got the start in this game as well. He's played the 10 minutes, 5 points, yet to miss from the field. Only the 1 free throw that he's missed so far. And we've got a couple of these extra players that are, vying for whether it's a development player spot or a training player spot. A couple of these Melbourne United stars of tomorrow, the ones that we see in the NBL 1. We've got Elliot Brown, Sammy Cartwright, Corey Hastings, and Kalen Kiddo, I should say. Can't forget about Kalen. He was massive for the Sabres in the NBL 1 South season. Couple of them for the Cairns Taipans as well. Josh Coonan from the Dandenong Rangers, Preston Boone-Gay from right here at the Casey Cavaliers. He's a guy that's been around for a while, and he's one that could still maybe find his way onto a roster. Doesn't quite have Australian citizenship yet, so that's where it's a Dylan Stith type situation.
Yes. And I can actually talk about this situation a bit through Christian. Last year, he was a training player at Melbourne United, being there week in, week out, and now he's gotten that development player spot with an option for next year as well. So he's had a massive season in the NBL1 South, as Williamson doesn't get that one to go.
Yeah, we're back underway. Quarter number 3 here. Great ball movement by United, and Aduro gets us underway in quarter number 3.
Yeah, very fast stuff from United. They love to run in transition. Of course, Luke Travers isn't playing this game. He's with the Boomers currently. Bruce pulls up from 3. That one doesn't go. But they're going to be a very up-and-down team this season.
Yeah, we were noting that Aduro was bringing the ball up a couple of times in that first half as well. He's your man, D'Angelo. Corner 3 goes down. Jeez, you got me up and about with that one.
There we go, D'Lo.
Most excited man in the building. Now, the margin isn't necessarily the most important thing when it comes to a preseason game, as we've got a foul there called on Cole Anthony. But what for Adam Ford, in a situation where you don't have... You're missing half your team, you're missing the majority of your starting 5, what are you trying to get out of a game like this?
Well, I think the main thing is that you want your rostered guys to be getting the ball a whole lot, as we're seeing with McVeigh right now. Your star players need to be performing to that level. Bruce drives inside, steps back out. Nice mid-range from him. So you just want those guys to get reps. It's preseason before the Blitz. I tend to not really look into any preseason games before that little tournament happens. This year in Bendigo it is, which would be very nice for us Victorians. But
you heading up to Bendigo?
I might head up for a day or two.
Yeah, it's a nice part of the world. He's Golding with 6 on the shot clock. Anthony, what a start he's had. Left that a little bit short. But you're right, this team, it's not that it means nothing. In fact, it means a whole lot to a whole lot of people, especially these players at the end of the bench. Guys coming back from injury. McVeigh from the right side, 45. Doesn't even bring the ball down. It's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, and he's worked on that tirelessly, the catch and shoot from all angles. Before his stint with the Houston Rockets, he worked on that a whole lot. D'Lo again for 3. Just missed.
Aduro pulls down. Rebound number 6, and they get it right back. D'Angelo gets the and 1. What a start to this third quarter for D'Lo. He's got a chance at the 3-point play as we get a look at this. Aduro. Lovely pass, D'Angelo. Right place at the right time. And you mentioned how Christian went from training player to DP. He's been around the tracks for a little while. Nunawading Spectres is where he's played his last couple of years out of Traralgon. Youth Player of the Year in the NBL1 South in 2025. And
All-Star 5 this season.
Yeah, he was shortlisted for the MVP. And the Spectres eventually heartbreakingly knocked out in overtime against the Eltham Wildcats.
And they almost got knocked out the week before in a heartbreak against the Keilor Thunder.
Tell you what, the NBL1 South, the NBL1 as a whole, produces a whole bunch of talent. Rain Smith played for the Maitland Mustangs. He can't get that one to drop. Cole Anthony, what a luxury it is to have a player like him. As he gets caught with a head full of steam, commits the offensive foul, I should say. How have you rated? I mean, we said straight off the top, he's too good to be playing in the NBL.
Yeah.
So then talk to me about his decision to come and play in the NBL. It was reported that he had an offer from the Milwaukee Bucks to stay in the NBA, declined that to instead come and play for Melbourne United.
I feel like part of it is also the financial situation, that being he's still owed a fair bit of money over the next couple years from an NBA team, so he kind of has, free will to kind of do what he wants over the next couple of years. Take a smaller contract, go overseas, see the world, and the NBL is a very good league to do so, as well as, just getting reps up and trying to get himself back into the NBA eventually.
Kyle Bowen called for that foul. Pair of free throws coming for Jack McVeigh. Now, the big question that a lot of NBL fans, and specifically Melbourne United fans, are querying as we head into the regular season and start September 19, is there's a lot of star players for this Melbourne team. A lot of guys that can put up a whole lot of points, but there's only one basketball.
Yeah.
How's that going to work?
Well, I feel like a couple of those guys don't need the basketball at all times for them to succeed. I feel like Golding as an off-ball guy, succeeds in that area. And Travers as well is sort of off-ball guy, and he really pushes the tempo in transition, so he doesn't really need the ball at all times. Whereas a guy like Cole Anthony will be dictating at the point. Golding puts up the three, and it's in, and one for CG43.
Golding's already in mid-season form. So the concerns about Chris Golding's demise were greatly exaggerated last year.
Came off the bench a fair bit last season.
Well, he wasn't 100% for the entirety of the season. We've already seen, it seemed like he was very keen to get on the floor for these preseason games, which don't often see for the older or the biggest superstars. But he was very, very quick to just be like, I'm still good. Everything's still fine here.
And you look at the season before last, he was operating at a career best in terms of offense. Bruce puts up the three, and that one's good for Cairns.
Speaking of career best.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Bruce. Well, we got to touch on him for a second. It was a very, very underwhelming season for him last year in Sydney. He was career low in minutes, career low in output, but he's come back, left Sydney, and it was basically he was going to Queensland regardless, be it the Bullets or the Taipans. He ends up in the Taipans. He absolutely dominates, takes the you-know-what out of the NBL 1 North. And he had a double-double in his last preseason game. I mean, he is a guy, this is a prove-it season for him, and he's absolutely doing that, even despite it being preseason.
Well, he's going to be, for a large part, for Cairns, with Paul being out for a few weeks at the start of this season, he's going to be one of their main ball handlers. And, when he's coming off an absolutely insane season for the Logan Thunder, it's nice to roll off the back of that intern NBL campaign. When he had 13 assists a game.
Yeah, averaging 20 and 13.
Yeah.
Is a little bit ridiculous. Elliot Brown checking in for Melbourne United, takes out Corey Hastings. Elliot Brown, a guy that you and I have seen for the last number of years.
Yeah.
Obviously me a little bit more with the Sandringham Sabres, but flies under the radar a little bit, can put up a whole lot of points in very quick time. As can this man, D'Angelo. He's running the point right now. How do you think he's going to get minutes during this regular season, as Golding is way off?
I mean, United in the past couple of years have been playing their DPs a fair bit. Campbell Blogg got a fair bit of run years gone by. Tom Coppins as well.
Tom Coppins was starting games last year. Sean Bruce.
There we go.
He's on fire right now. Draws the contact on the young Elliot Brown.
Then you go back even a few more years, like Peatling in his first year at United as a DP started. That was a kind of bit of because of injury to Jack White. However, they do have a tendency to give a whole lot of minutes to these young guys who are inexperienced at the professional level.
Well, and then on that, a new situation with Jacob Chance taking the reins this season. He's not here at the moment. He's off with the national team right now alongside Luke Travers, who's over there. No Malith Machar in this game as well. He's part of the South Sudan squad right now.
With Majuk Deng and a few others as well.
Yeah, they've had a couple of wins.
Yeah. Had a very tight game against Nigeria the other night.
Yeah, the Boomers, maybe less of a tight game last night.
Yeah, just a casual 32 points from Elijah Pepper.
Yeah, that was a little bit ridiculous. Second chance here for Sean Bruce to convert this three-point play.
I don't think Pepper came close to Golding's near 40-point game a couple of years ago in qualifiers. I think it was Turkmenistan or Uzbekistan, maybe.
It's a little bit
played against.
It's always a bit interesting, those 9:30 tip-off games against maybe not the strongest competition in FIBA Asia, but a bit more interesting than the old FIBA Oceania days, I'll tell you that much.
To quote Santo Salmonet, the glory days of Oceania.
No. 5.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. United lead it by 12. Taipans have put on a couple of extra buckets this third period, just making it a little bit interesting. Jensen Bradkey and Brown playing a two-man game. Caught in the tall timbers and knocked away by Williamson. Bruce, stop it. Left it short. McVeigh's at the right place at the right time.
We'll count that as an assist from Sean Bruce, I reckon.
Well, he's that type of passer. I tell you what, wouldn't put it past him to do that on purpose.
Calculated, as always.
This game's starting to get a little bit interesting. Golding can't break open that damn wall. Feels like Melbourne United maybe need a little bit of a basket right now.
Yeah, try and get to the line, draw a foul, try and stop this Taipans run, and that isn't going to help.
Smith. Found a bit of space. Aduro walking the tightrope. Now United, no look pass. Bradkey, heavy contact, gets the basket to go.
Now what I was going to say after that is, would that potentially be counted as an unsportsmanlike foul? However, as you were telling me
here we go. Don't get me started.
Before we came on, that there are a couple rule changes. They're getting rid of unsportsmanlike fouls this upcoming season.
Well, we've got a timeout on the floor here. United lead it by 12. Yes, new FIBA rules. You're going to get me started now. This is dangerous. New FIBA rules coming into effect in October 1 for the general basketball population. Oh, we've got a standing timeout here by Adam Ford as well. Oh, we got the riot act being read. This is one of those get the mics out. But, yes, new FIBA rules, changes to unsportsmanlike fouls. The traditional unsportsmanlike foul no longer is a rule. It's been split into two categories of disruptive fouls, and I've just gone blank on the other word. It's disruptive fouls and
technical
and clear path fouls, or breakaway fouls. So
yes.
Your fast break kind of fouls are now one shot in possession, and the other fouls is still two shots in possession. You can't be disqualified from a game for a disruptive foul. And similar with tech fouls. There's now two different categories of tech fouls. Look, I would say go look on the FIBA website for the full breakdown. And they will come into effect in the NBL Blitz. So they're starting a little bit early as the season starts, the regular season starts before those FIBA rules come into effect. So they will be in effect come the start of the regular season and will first be kind of trialed and felt out a little bit during the NBL Blitz. So this...
Speaking of rules and the Blitz, that'll be two shots. But, gee, they've gone a bit experimental on a couple of the rules that they're implementing for the Blitz. A couple 4-point spots will be on the court. Dunks will be 3 points, is what I've been told, for the Blitz.
Well, this is news to me. They don't call you Aldi Olgan for no reason there, Jacko.
They're doing a similar thing in the WNBL with the Townsville tip-off.
I know they're doing it with the WNBL, but bit of a watch this space, maybe.
So if you've ever watched a Big 3 game, 3x3, Ice Cube's Basketball League, they do have 4-point spots on the 3x3 court. I think it will be a bit similar to what that looks like.
A bit of a watch this space. You've stumped me on that one. I haven't heard about this. Let's get back to the action on the floor. Elliot Brown called for that foul. That's the fourth team foul called on Melbourne United this quarter. The Taipans are already over the limit. So with 4.5 minutes left, and correction, that is bonus free throws for the Taipans. Brody Nunn walking to the line. Brody Nunn out of the Knox Raiders in the NBL 1 South. His first year up in Cairns after spending last season with the Tasmania Jack Jumpers. There is a whole lot of change that has happened, specifically with development players. Of course, Jensen Bradkey's on the floor right now for United. There's Golding from the corner. Ingles to Golding. We're going to be saying that a whole lot during the regular season. Jensen Bradkey moving from the Brisbane Bullets to United. Of course, Jensen's father, Mark, played with the Bullets and with the Melbourne Tigers. Ingles starting the break. Golding pulls up in transition. I'm not sure if that's a heat check because it's Chris Golding. It could definitely go, but another turnover. Bradkey's making things happen. Now Brown will call that a pass. Bradkey swatted from behind by none. Now the pace of play starting to pick up a little bit, but the quality stepping down. Preston Boone Gay turns on the Jets. He knows this court well. Preston Boone Gay spends the regular season in the NBL 1 South here with the Casey Cavaliers, and there's a stop and a turnover. Boone Gay to McVeigh. Gets it to go. So it's very much still pre-season for both of these teams.
I mean, when you're seeing Krislovic bring the ball up the court, I think everything's a bit experimental at times.
Good ball movement here by United. Ingles left that one a little bit short. Boone Gay starting the break again. Kicks it to the corner. McHugh. That one's a little bit too strong. So Cairns in their pre-season so far, playing with a lot more pace, but a bit more control than maybe we're used to. As Ingles gets to the ring. Slow-mo Joe with the and one. It's just unfair how easy Joe Ingles makes basketball look at times. A bit of a lazy foul. The footwork not quite there for Tad Dufelmeyer. He fell right into the trap of the veteran Joe Ingles. He'll take a seat as Christian D'Angelo checks back in. Melbourne United's season starts at home inside John Cain Arena with a blockbuster game against Bryce Cotton and the Adelaide 36ers. September 19. If you want your tickets, head over to Access, the new ticket partner for Melbourne United. Into the NBL27 ticket hub on the Melbourne United website for all of your information and to make sure that you are there come September 19.
I've just been told, by the way, that those rules won't happen at the Blitz. I think I got confused with a social media post that they put out.
I didn't want to call you out live on the air, but I apologise.
I apologise. There was a marketing post on social media, I think, with Jack Kelly.
You're throwing the marketing team under the bus.
No, I'm
Cole
not.
Anthony back onto the floor immediately. Turns our attention back to the game as he knocks down that walkout triple.
I think there was a competition of some sort in which people could send in their rules.
Well, speaking of competitions, we are part of this competition right now. That's what we call a segue in the business, Jacko. The Who Called It Best. Voting opens on Tuesday. Head over to the Melbourne United social media and the Melbourne United website. If you want to vote for myself and Jackson McDonald, please do so. Or for your favourite of the four pairs. We've got Todd Morris and Hayley Wilds not too far away. They're going to bring you home with this fourth quarter. But make sure you go and vote for your favourite pair, because your favourite pair will be calling a full game following the Blitz as well. It's going to be very, very fun. More chances to see Christian D'Angelo. Hopefully he makes that three.
Yes.
Come that final game and come the NBL 27 season. Kalen Kiddo out of the Sabres is on the floor as well. As we've got 1 minute left in this third period. United lead it by 16. Here's Boone Gay. He's been a star this third quarter. He's up. Got a couple of baskets in this third period. He almost felt like he played too well in that first quarter that they felt like they had to sit him down. Because chances are we're not going to be seeing him during the regular season. Cole Anthony. He can't keep going. And Lloyd McVeigh, I tell you what, he had a double-double in Kansas' last preseason game, and he's working on that in this one.
Couldn't knock down that three, but that's the right intent from him.
Well, against the Phoenix on Thursday night, 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 steals. And he just picked up a foul. And Cole Anthony's going to walk all of 90 feet to get some free bonus free throws. So Cairns have already had a handful of preseason games so far. They had a win against St Mary's, where 5 players scored in double figures. Then they had that loss up in Karratha. Now, you're from WA. Have you ever been to Karratha before?
I've been close to Karratha, but not that far north. No.
Has anyone been close to Karratha? That place is almost as close to Darwin as it was to Perth.
Yeah.
They had a 15-point loss, and then they had that win where they absolutely shot the lights out against the Phoenix. This is a team that when they get hot, they are going to be en fuego from beyond the arc. We got some hockey subs here for the Phoenix. D'Angelo, Anthony, and Bowen taking a seat. Brown, Kalen Kiddo, or Corey Hastings, I should say, and Sammy Cartwright checking in for this final possession of quarter number 3. Tad Dufelmeyer out of the Knox Raiders in the NBL1 South has ball handling duties. And they'll hold for the last meaningful look. Dufelmeyer gets it back. Brown from the right side, 45 is no good. Bowen's got 2 seconds. Brown from half court.
Ooh, look out.
Somehow shoots the gap. 3/4 time here. And Melbourne United lead it by 16 points. 84 plays 68. Jacko, that was a fun third quarter. We barely just got into it, but we've got to make way because bringing us home, Todd Morris and Hayley Wilds, the voices of the Keilor Thunder and KO for the finals. Todd Morris, Hayley Wilds. Well, she's just back from South Australia where she was calling the NBL1 Nationals. So you've got an almighty crew to bring us home here. Jamie Hamilton and Jackson McDonald have brought you this third quarter. We're going to hand it off. Todd Morris and Hayley Wilds, they're going to bring us home.
Good evening, everybody. It's Todd Morris and Hayley Wilds now on the call. It's the Make Your Call competition from, of course, Melbourne United. And what a fantastic night it is, Hayley, and how great it is to be involved in something like this.
Absolutely. It's been a lot of fun so far. We've seen plenty of contributions from this loaded Melbourne United team, and they enter this fourth quarter with a handy 16-point lead. But let's bring this one home, Todd.
Yeah, that we certainly should. Of course, if you are watching in on the YouTube stream, let us know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to hear it. And Anthony to the hoop just kicks that one out to the top of the key. 3-point shot gone begging. And the Taipans look to go in transition. Of course, Preston Bungay hitting a 3 there. He's been impressive today, and he's been a late call-up. Of course, he's on his home floor here. He plays for the Cavaliers.
Absolutely. Ready to go as always, and 9 points on the night. And as you mentioned, obviously a very familiar court as we see Cole Anthony launch one. Can't get that one to go, but Yeah, Bungai, he's been doing this for many years. As we see Chris Golding, who's been doing exactly the same. And the finish there from Krislovic underneath. And one call.
He'll make his way to the line, of course. I'd love to hear, of course, on the YouTube as well, not only where you're tuning in from, but what's your predictions this season for United? Where do you think they'll go? And, of course, for Cairns as well, where do you think they will go? Of course, tonight is not much of a read. They don't have a lot of their lineup in tonight. They've got a few short numbers. However, we can gauge a couple of things. And, of course, you probably have your own opinion as well. Kick out to the top. Duffelmeyer hitting a big triple.
Yeah, and we've seen plenty of that from him in NBL 1 and also in his time in the NBL, a really strong contributor.
Golding looking to go the baseline. It just opened up for him. He was able to finish at the hoop.
He opened the space up himself and went to work. A nice little spin move and finish.
I'm excited to see him, of course, in his season this year and what role he'll play for United. Of course, I think they're going to be a fast-moving transition team that can shoot from the outside. We've seen that on display tonight. We see Golding here just working his way, just casually putting up the triple. It bounces off the shot clock. It will be a violation, and ball will go the other way. Let's have a look at this one here on the replay. That baseline drive, that's just juicy. That little head fake, you're right, Hayley. It opened the court up.
Absolutely. He's such a crafty player. And I think when the defense is so scared of him shooting it from deep, he can create that space because they do come out quickly to try and close off that three-point shot.
None at the top here for the Taipans. Just staring down the court. We're going to go to work. A little bit of ISO ball there, so he'll kick it out. Bungai, step back, triple. Oh, that one just misses the target as the shot clock expires. Anthony down the floor. I'm really excited to see this guy operate this year, of course. He's a certified baller. He's probably one of the most exciting imports of recent times. Golding for triple as he steps back. Anthony crashes the glass. No good on that occasion. Duffelmeyer advancing the ball quickly, stolen away. And United will take possession. They'll just bring it up the floor slowly here. I want to get through some of their sets and what they'll be looking at for this year. Golding had other ideas as he headed to the hoop. He was fouled. He'll go to the line.
You speak of Cole Anthony, but he's played almost 400 NBA games in his career and almost 13 points a game in the NBA, which is unbelievable in that league and what he did over there. And to come over here, and clearly he's going to have a lot rest on his shoulder in this United squad, but you can already see he's sharing the ball and scoring it well. Like, he's got the 5 assists already, 3 steals, so he's active on the defensive end, and he's going to be a massive part for United.
Beautiful work as Krislovic finishes at the hoop. This is going to be another exciting prospect for United, in addition to their lineup. We get plenty of minutes down the stretch, and we know how valuable the bigs are. McVeigh heading to the hoop, thought about the pass, but then he just went in the air. I like that play.
Yeah, nice finish there, and he was strong the other night against Southeast Melbourne for Cairns, as we see Cole Anthony go the length of the floor and says, I'll do it myself, thank you very much.
One thing I've been impressed with him tonight is he's come to play. He opened up early. He said his intentions that he's going to shoot the ball. He, of course, opened the game up with that triple. As we have a travel call going the other way, Coonan, who spent it before he earned it.
As we see the replay here, lost McVeigh and then just waltzed in. He's going to be very, very tough to defend in NBL 27. He's going to be a nightmare, and I think he's going to lose quite a few defenders throughout the season. And it's great to see him still out there. Obviously, United with a nice handy lead deep into this fourth quarter, and for him and Golding to still be out there, and clearly United want to be working on things heading into the Blitz especially, and then the season proper.
Well, we saw a bit of a two-man game between Anthony and Oduro there, and they were just loving that work, of course, off that screen. It was a little bit of a pocket pass, but whistle the other way, results into a turnover. 40 will call a timeout for the Taipans here. 6:22 on the clock, and United have a very handy lead.
Absolutely they do, and 6 players in double figures for Melbourne United, and I think that's going to be a recipe for success this season for them. And you see, obviously, the team that's out there and it's loaded, but you see the players that are currently representing their countries in the FIBA World Cup Asia qualifiers that aren't out there for United, in Tom Wilson, Luke Travers, who when he played a couple of weeks ago at courtside when this United team took on the B-League team, he was absolutely unbelievable. And then Sam Waardenburg as well. Shea Ili, stars that are missing for United, and it's sort of scary for the rest of the league, isn't it?
It certainly is. A scary prospect indeed, but one thing I'm super excited about, this NBL competition just continues to get stronger and stronger, and it feels like it's growing even more legs, and we've seen some great recruits this season. All teams look to be super competitive. I was sitting down the other day trying to do my ladder predictor and work out who's going to be where. Yeah, exactly. Good luck. I'm so excited for the competition this year. I think it's going to be one of the best seasons that we've seen, and somehow it continues just to get better and better.
Absolutely, and you look at the point guards in this league. Obviously, Melbourne United, Cole Anthony, who, as you mentioned, one of the best import signings in recent memory in the NBL, but you look at Bryce Cotton, obviously at Adelaide, and there's just that first game against that team is going to be unbelievable, so you want to be getting down there if you're a United fan, and what a way to start the season that will be.
Certainly will. Oduro in the rebounding contest, battling hard. McVeigh ended up with the ball. Just hands that one off. Great drive from Nunn in traffic. Continuation.
And Knox, NBL1 fans would see a lot of that, and he's that type of player that can get to the bucket with a lot of force, and really had another strong NBL1 season. Did Brody Nunn.
Did get across some of the comments. We got some fans shooting in from New York. Pleasure to have your company here today. Of course, pretty early in the morning in New York.
It's very early in the morning. I like the dedication.
Of course, Nunn at the line. As you said, and they campaigned with Knox. He's been a superstar for them.
And he played the 9 games with the Jack Jumpers last year, and obviously getting a taste for the NBL, and I feel like him going up to Cairns, it's a great opportunity to really get his professional career started, and obviously had a strong college career and has dominated in NBL 1, but with him in this Cairns team, he could play a vital role throughout the season.
He's certainly good. If there's any place in Australia you want to play, it would be up in Cairns, definitely. Even though in summer it is a wet season. Anthony heads to the hoop. How good is that? He draws the foul. He's going to go to the line for one more. That's 22 on the night for him.
Absolutely it is, and you can just see he's so tough to defend, and we watch the replay here. He just has complete control and really knows what he wants to do with the ball, and sometimes the defender's not quite sure, so it's so tough. And he's just going to be unbelievable to watch, so what a treat it's going to be for not just United fans, but NBL fans as a whole, seeing this guy go to work every night.
He's been 4 from 10 from the outside, of course. He has 3 rebounds. There's 5 assists to his name tonight as well. He's done a bit of everything. Nunn. Kick out to the top. McVeigh for 3. That one's just off the front iron. Another rebound here to Anthony. Now, the thing is, this is pre-season. Of course, it's his first time. He wants to win over the home fans. And I'll tell you what, you know that this is pre-season, and we know he's got another gear. He can obviously gear up. Kiddo to Oduro, who went hard to the hoop. He was taken out by McVeigh. He'll head to the line for 2. Haley, talk to me about Oduro and what you think impact he's going to have this season.
Yeah, well, as you can see, he's got great length and athleticism, and you just feel like he's someone, he's obviously been in the G League, he's been around the NBA, he's played a few NBA games, so he's someone that can really come in, and he obviously in the G League last year was incredible for the New Orleans G League affiliate, Birmingham, and had the 13 points a game, 8 rebounds a game, as well as a 2.3 assists, so he can share the ball a little bit. So I think he's someone that'll really fit in well with this United squad, especially when he's surrounded with those shooters on the outside, and he can go to work inside, but also he's going to have those options to kick it out.
He's a bit of a modern-day big as well. We've seen him hit from the three-point line tonight. He was 1 from 1 from downtown, and he's only 206 centimetres, so he can play that 4-5 when necessary. And this is a fun team, I think United have been putting together. They've got many, many weapons. They're almost the Swiss Army knife of the NBL this year.
Absolutely, and obviously a new head coach in Jacob Chance taking over the reins from Dean Vickerman, who had been there obviously for the better part of a decade, and I feel like Chance has put together a great squad, and they're going to want to run and gun as well, so it's going to be interesting to see as we see the steal from Oduro.
Kiddo runs the floor. Duro, he just wants to go all the way. He had eyes for only one thing, and that was the hoop, but it was tapped out of court. They'll get a baseline ball here. Of course, all you Melbourne United fans, the Call the Best competition we're a part of. We've had 8 different voices on the call tonight. You'll be able to vote for your favourite as Anthony's going to head to the line for one more after being fouled on the triple.
Unbelievable from Cole Anthony. Make that 26 points on the night with a chance for 27. We see the replay. Kiddo with the nice inbound, but you can't be giving that much space to Cole Anthony, and clearly Dufelmeyer tried to close out late, but it was far too late. 5
minutes left in the game, and I saw Brown head to the scorer's bench and say sub-successful, so he's going to head to the court. I reckon that's all we're going to see of him tonight, but what a great first showing for in United colours.
Absolutely, 27 points on the night, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. Not a bad first outing for Cole Anthony.
And I reckon he was chatting to the coach there. He wants some more.
Yeah,
I reckon
get me back out there.
I think he wants to stay out there. He wants to send a message to this competition.
I'm feeling good.
McVeigh at the top here. Guarded by D'Angelo. D'Angelo wearing him like a glove at the moment. No one over the top, no good. McVeigh probably wants to advance that ball in that situation. I know it's preseason, you want to get your reps in, but he was firmly beaten by D'Angelo. Be a baseline ball. Bungay. Inbound. Here's Dufelmeyer. Late call up into this game. Great pass down low. That was great connectivity. As Achul went upstairs with a big two-handed jam.
Absolutely made no mistake of that, and great ball movement from the Taipans there. They need a bit more of that in these final few minutes. So we see a nice turnover and steal.
And I think we might get some more air time here from Achul. Instead, he just lays it up. Beautiful in transition.
Yeah, that was nice, and we see a turnover there, not on the same page between Kiddo and Bradkey. We see the replay here of Dufelmeyer, the nice little dish off and finish, slammed it home.
For some of this local talent, they were late call up. This is an audition as well.
Absolutely it is. And they've played well, those couple of guys as well.
They certainly have. McVeigh at the top, just working off that screen. Great roll to the hoop. That's going to count. Williamson, beautiful roll. D'Angelo, he's been dominating this season. It was a real breakout for him in NBL 1 for Nunawading. Bradkey aggressively to the hoop, gets the putback opportunity and puts it home.
Absolutely. Speaking of breakout, he was someone who had a great season up in the NBL 1 North as Dufelmeyer finishes the other way. But Bradkey, obviously, a great season with the Gold Coast team up there and won the NBL 1 North Championship. So he heads back to Melbourne with another ring.
It's great to see him in the number 50 in his dad's jersey, of course. Oduro at the hoop. He scores. He's going to go to the line for 2. We, of course, know his mum was a tennis champion as well. And as they say, you get your sporting prowess on your mother's side of the family.
Absolutely. And he's just another one that is exciting for United fans because obviously he's still pretty young and played for Brisbane last season in the NBL, played a few games, and then, as I mentioned, dominated for Gold Coast as they won the NBL 1 North Championship with 21 points, almost 10 rebounds a game. So he's coming back to United a better player, and he's going to be great to watch.
Certainly will. Dufelmeyer just working off that screen. Oduro came to play the help. 3-point attempts, in and out. Beautiful rebound from Bradkey. We'll look to move in transition here. D'Angelo over the top. Oduro finds Bradkey down low. Goes the extra pass. No good. And the air is firmly out of this game, but there's a couple of players out there playing for their spot. D'Angelo in some space. Tries to find Bradkey, couldn't. Bungay running the floor quickly. Gets out into space. His turn of foot is amazing. Great block from Oduro, came across, but unfortunately committed the foul.
Gee, Bungay just put the absolute jets on and left the United defence for dead, but obviously unable to finish the play with Cairns. He went up a gear there.
He certainly did. Have a look at this. Maduro came across. Here's D'Angelo. Bradkey. Thought about the look, but found the pass down low. D'Angelo looking for something on the baseline. He was stopped in his tracks, though. Coonan played fantastic defensively. The ball will go out of court. 5 on the shot clock. Good opportunity for United to run something out of their playbook here. Starting a semi-stack formation. Bradkey looking to get open. Did. D'Angelo, 3 ball. And that's cash money.
Absolutely it is. When he's got his eye in from deep, he's one of the best shooters in NBL 1 and just taking great form into this second season with United.
The ball heads out of court. It'll be United ball. Of course, today is the final day of Melbourne United's membership week. Sign up via the link on the club socials and go into the running to win one of 4 major prizes and secure your amazing deal. One of those major prizes is a box at one of the games. So you sign up to get your membership, which you're going to do anyway, and then you could be picked out to have a box for one of the United games. I know, I'm excited about that.
That's a good afternoon.
Certainly a great afternoon, especially when you're seeing this young man, D'Angelo, knock him down for 3. That's 2 in a row for this young man. He's worth the price of the membership just to see him grow and develop. He's going to be around a long time, I think. Duffelmeyer caught. Finally got that one away. They'll swing the ball. Corner 3.
Brody Nani's such a good shooter, and as I mentioned earlier, I feel like he's a player that could really step up for Cairns this season, and they're going to need him to.
Into the final minute, D'Angelo was trapped in the key. Ball going the other way as he travelled. It's been fantastic to be on the call tonight, but of course, Melbourne United fans, your season starts at home at John Cain Arena with a blockbuster against Bryce Cotton and the Adelaide 36ers on September 19. If you want to make sure you're there, make sure you head to NBL27 Ticket Hub or the Melbourne United website. Get your tickets today because that one is going to sell out pretty quickly. Cole Anthony versus Bryce Cotton.
What more could you want?
Exactly.
That is going to be unbelievable, and I feel like throughout the season, those rivalries between those amazing point guards we have in this league is just going to grow and grow, and there isn't going to be a night off when you're in this league anymore because every team's loaded, and it's just going to be a great battle every night.
You're certainly right, Hayley. Well, this quarter is absolutely zoomed by as Bungay tries to nail that one. It was unfortunate on that occasion. They'll kick out. They get another opportunity as Nunn with the floater. No good, but a whistle on the play. It's been a pleasure to have your company tonight. Of course, tuning in on the YouTube, which has been fantastic, reading all the comments. Make sure you vote in the Who Called It Best competition. My name's Todd Morris. Hayley Wild's next to me. We would love to get your vote, but so many good commentators in this tonight. There's 6 others that are absolutely fantastic. Of course, by voting for your favourite, we'll get the opportunity to call a full pre-season game for United later on this year.
And it's exciting to think ahead. Obviously, the NBL Blitz is coming up very soon, and it's going to be a great weekend for NBL fans to see how the teams are just shaping up. And most teams will be at full strength at that tournament, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
The new rules will be quite interesting as well, and I'm sure the fans will let us know all about those. We'll see plenty of backlash online. There's Bradkey underneath. He was denied on that opportunity. Final play of the game, you feel here from the Taipans, none. They'll either hold the ball out or look to ISO and get one last shot. United fans on their feet. A big win here tonight, 113-94. This will really set up their season. Look to the corner, McVeigh, up fake. Got a better angle at it, and he nailed it. Lucky he did that with 3.3 on the clock. And I reckon that's all she wrote tonight. Fantastic victory for United. It is pre-season, it is early, But hey, if that's anything to buy your membership on, well, that was a big victory against Cairns. Head to the website, make sure you buy your membership.
Absolutely. Melbourne United membership week, so get in there. But what an outing for Cole Anthony in his Melbourne United pre-season debut. The 27 points lit up Casey Basketball Stadium and really just sent a bit of a message that, hey, I'm here to play and I'm going to absolutely dominate this league.
I was actually quite surprised tonight. He had the 24 minutes out of the 40, and in that 24, he obviously had the 27, but he wasn't the only one. There was a couple of big scorers in this one. D'Angelo with the 18. Oduro also had 18 as well. He was fantastic. And, of course, Jack McVeigh. He absolutely turned it on. He only played the 18 minutes tonight, but he had the 21 points. He was absolutely super in his outing. Well, that's it from us here tonight. It's been great to have your company wherever you've been tuning in from across the globe. Make sure you head to the NBL27 website and get up to date with all the tickets and information. And, of course, head to melbourneunited.com.au for all your other information and all the up-to-date and latest news on Melbourne United. We're signing out. Todd Morris, Hayley Wilds. It's been fun to bring you all the action.
Always over there. He's in the orange vest. He's walking away with a signed jersey. Everyone, please give it up for our lovely under-14s. Our under-14s champions. Well, not yet, but we